Welcome back, folks. Now it's time for me to give my predictions regarding the pairs figure skating senior division at the U.S. National Championships for figure skating. You notice I have on the USA emblems here a few bottles of hot sauce, steak sauce, and wing sauce. I think those type of barbecue sauces are similar to figure skating pairs. You've got the wing sauce, those that, okay, they're great, they taste good, but they're not moving up the ranks yet. It's kind of like where you start. Then you move on up to like maybe a bourbon flavored steak sauce. It tastes great. It's pretty awesome. You're getting your fill, but it's still not that exciting. Finally, you end up with the hot sauce. Okay, you know you had a great time when you had the hot sauce. So let's move back, and that's how I ranked the 12 teams in U.S. pairs figure skating, 4 in each group. I am influenced by my recommendation here based on watching the Russian National Championships in the pairs competition there. I want to ask you, in the short program, how many pair teams, when they jumped their side-by-side elements, how many teams fell? 6 of the 12? Maybe 4? 2? 1? No, 0 team fell in the short program on their side-by-side jumps. Now, I do admit a couple of the competitors kind of stepped out, didn't get exact perfect scoring, some negative components, but nobody fell on their booty, okay? When we go to U.S. figure skating and we watch, how many times have we seen half the competition fall on their side-by-side jumps? That's what's wrong. That's why we only have 2 competitors for Worlds and the Olympics. It's because our competitors can't stand up. They can't take care of the basics. Okay? So my influence of who I want to go to the Olympics, etc., is based on that. Let's look at the team that I consider the 4 teams in the wing sauce, the newer teams, the teams that are good but have a lot of work to do. These are the 4 teams: Plazas and Fernandez, Foster and Selecki, Cook and Behringer, then Makova and Morkov. Okay, you can start drinking now because I'm going to be pronouncing a lot of names wrong, and you'll be buzzed by the end of this announcement. But anyway, these teams are in no particular order. It's a free-for-all. It's a fruit basket turnover. But I guarantee you, of these 4, the team that is in the top place of these 4 will be the team that stands up their side-by-side jumps in the short program. Long program counts, but it will be the short program that leads the way. Mark my word, take note of it. Now let's look at the teams under the bourbon steak sauce. These are the teams that really have moved up, that have a chance to make the top 4, but I still cannot conceive that any one of these teams would be going to the Olympics or the World Championships this year, maybe in a couple of years, maybe even next year. I have these teams ranked in the order of which I think they will finish. The first team is Chan and Hao. I really like them. I think they're pretty awesome. I've seen them landing their jumps more often recently. I think they've got some great throws, and I think that Spencer Hao, he really fills out the arena. He skates big, if that makes sense to you, okay? The next team I have is Lou and O'Shea, Danny O'Shea, everybody's favorite pair skater. Recently, he broke up with Tara Kane from a long-term partnership, and now he's skating with Chelsea Lou. Very interesting. If anybody take note of how Chelsea Lou, she's tall, she's thin, long limbs. Her body is exactly like Tara Kane. I wonder if that was by design. If it was, that was really smart, or if it was just the luck of the draw. I think that they have some potential. They show some excitement, but I think that it's just too early in their partnership to get into the top 4. All right, Macbeth and Bartholomew. if I had a young daughter going into pair skating and I needed a established, strong, older partner to take care of her on the ice, Nathan would be the person. I promise you. I'm not quite sure their technical skills are high enough to pump them any higher, but they can be consistent, and they could surprise you and bump up into, the fifth place overall in the competition. And the last team I can't pronounce. Get ready to take a drink, okay? Take a drink of your Cranmosa. It's Samornova and Salantia. I can't even pronounce it. Okay, those are two Russian names, I would presume. They were young skaters just hot off the Junior Grand Prix circuit, and they did pretty well there. But all I see is fall, fall, fall. I haven't seen them finish a short or long program cleanly on the Junior Grand Prix circuit, or even in their qualifying. But the judges like something. Okay, they are stylish. They do look good on the ice, and they're very, very fast. So I think that once they get their feet underneath them, they do have promise. But they got to stand it up. Now let's look at the top 4 teams. These are the teams I say are hot. These 4 teams are so close, it's unbelievable. These 4 teams, it could go technically any which way. But my basis of who I want to send to the Olympics, whom I think will get a solid score in both the individual competition, and remember we have that team medal at hand, we need a dependable team. So my basis as to at least one of the teams that need to go, I'm going to point out in just a second. But I have these in the reverse order of how I think they should place and how I think they should go to the Olympics. Callong and Johnson, yeah, he's an unbelievable lifter. His lifts are incredible. They're quads. But they can't land jumps. And it's not just one of them. You don't know which one's going to be off today. They both have a problem with it. Okay? I just couldn't send them out there. Then you have Kane, Gribble, and Leduc. Yeah, they've been on the circuit, and the international judges like them. But she in particular can't land her jumps, and she has a bad habit of two-footing her throws. I mean, I can see U.S. figure skating wanting to send them to the Olympics, and I think they've got a good shot. It's just they would be the team I left at home. The next one I would send is Canarum and Fraser. Last year was a breakout, incredible year for them, but they've kind of come off that high. They're looking more earthly. They're looking more realistic and a little bit more inconsistent this year. I think that they will be ready, though. I think their coaching staff will get them ready for the Olympics if we choose them. And I really think that they hit, the judges will love them. But the team I want to send is Lou and Mitrofanov. Can't say Misha's last name. But they are incredibly consistent. They land their jumps. They land their throws. They get a lot of heat for not being so polished or for not being so artistic. But at the end of the day, if you can't land your jumps, none of that matters. So they're the team I would send. I would send them because of the team medal and because they're so consistent. And the recent competition that they had, they came in first in the international competition. And Canarum and Fraser and Callong and Johnson, they were way down the list. They weren't even close to a medal. So I really think they're the hot team. They're the team that I will be pushing for to make the Olympics. It might be a shock to some people if they are selected, but not to those people that have been watching this year and paying attention. So that's my prediction. Those are the 12 teams, and that's how I see it ending up. All right, have a great rest of your holidays.